Charles, how about you share? I'm sure you've got plenty of stories to share.
I'm not a big talker, but just kidding. I'll take up the rest of the expo. Well, I do see some familiar faces here, but for the other faces that aren't so familiar, I'm pretty much, I never consider myself anything groundbreaking as far as a teacher goes, nor do I aspire for that. I'm pretty much an echo of the general but important angelic messages that many of you have probably read in my mother Doreen's books or other prevalent authors. I'm proud of my mother, but I know she's not the only angelic teacher, writer out there. But I do follow in her footsteps. And I do this for many reasons. I think one major thing that a lot of us on this panel have in common is our former skepticism. And I think skepticism is a good thing. I think that it's very important that you not just blindly subscribe to something just because you see others benefiting from it. You have to find what in that train of thought, religion, or whatever it might be, modality, you have to find what works for you. And for many years growing up, I obviously was very heavily exposed to working with angels. I grew up in these expos. I mean, I come here and I remember being any age in these places. And they never really made much sense to me. I never really felt it because I never really tried. I never really allowed it into my life. I never really felt the relevance. But when I did, it was really amazing how all of my unanswered prayers, all of my lack of fulfillment that I had in life changed. And you can read and hear and and witness so many people talking about angels changed my life, spirituality changed my life, and it's just kind of lost its meaning a long time ago. But what the angels want us to know is that each and every one of us was born into this life with purpose. Now, that's preached over and over and over again, but if any of you read the news or you check out the media, you notice that around the world, people are becoming more and more fed up with the current state of being. Look at the Arab Spring, look at the revolutions that are going on. And I even attribute some of this to some of the shootings that we're seeing, is that people are just fed up with the lack of fulfillment. People are fed up with no answers. They're fed up with an empty existence. And we're born into this world, I'm going to quote Steve Jobs here a little bit, born into this world told that this is the way things are, that you should just conform, that you should just live your life, and that's that. Whether you're happy or not, you just have to deal with it. And I love this, I've always thought this, but Steve Jobs put it in the best words. He said, the world was created by people who are no more intelligent than you. And when you realize that, and this is my words here, so, that life isn't a master plan in action. It isn't. It's literally a relative state of being, that every single day is as a result of the day before it. And therefore, everything's changeable. You can have an influence on any aspect in life. And that is what I believe that the angels are here to wake us up to believe, that if there's things about life that we're not happy with, are you happy waking up at 6 a.m. and sitting on the freeway with everyone else who's not happy about that? Let's make a change. I mean, we're society. We externalize everything. We say, oh, the economy, oh, the society. Well, that's you. You have a social security number. You have, say. And the angels want us to wake up to realize that we have complete control over the planet. And what's strengthened my passion and motivation in working with angels is that I've had the blessed ability, thanks to the trails that my mother has blazed over the last 25 years of her speaking and touring career, is that I've taught working with angels in over 20 countries around the world. I've had almost every religion on the books come to my class. I've taught with Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, agnostic, Jewish, you name it. I mean, I don't know all of them. I've been all over, and what I found amazing about it, and I wish I would have brought a camcorder, maybe it's not too late, is that if I can make a movie out of my memories on the similarity of the energy, of the questions, of the state of being of everyone that I've worked with in every country, it's exactly the same, regardless of economy, regardless of religion, regardless of any aspect of their society. We're all being woken up to something. And that's frustrating to some people. It's frustrating for some people to hear, you were born to be happy, because that's not really commonly accepted as life. I mean, there's actually tradition that tells us that if we were to seek happiness, that there's some selfishness based in that, there's some sin based in that. And the truth is, when we think about angels, what I really found that kind of woke me up to it is that angels aren't la 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 la. I mean, angels are represented in almost every major religion. Angels predate Christianity. Angels cross over religions. I mean, you look at Christianity and you look at Islam. We share Archangel Gabriel. Why are we fighting? There's just so much misunderstanding, and there's so much comparing going on in this world, which is the basis of most conflict. In fact, the way the angels put it to me is that if you were to look at every war, every conflict, everything that's ever gone wrong on a major scale on this planet, it can all come back to one simple philosophy, and that's you have what I want. Whether it's control, whether it's religion, whether it's land, whether it's oil, hello America, whatever it may be, all of those conflicts come back to that imbalance of comparison, that if I want something in this world, that I had better get it before you do, or else you've taken away my ability to achieve. It's the corporate mentality, and it's a plague in society. And I'm not trying to come across too negative here, but what the angels do is they wake us up to realize just how unlimited this world is. They open our eyes to everything physical you could ever want comes from Earth. It literally does. As long as there's Earth beneath your feet, we have unlimited microphones and Ferraris. It's true. And so we don't need to fight with each other anymore. We need to realize the divinity and the beauty and the unique power of each of us on this planet, and how many of us there are, that when we can wake up to realizing that internal happiness, we can get rid of that one aspect that causes so much conflict, that you have what I want. You start to realize the unlimited abundance and nature in this world. And so that's the essence of my mission. And I know that you also have to talk, Jenny, and I apologize that I'm initiating this before you get a chance. But I really want to hear from you guys. I think we all kind of do too, after Jenny talks. We love questions. The more challenging, the better. Actually, I shouldn't really kind of blanket everyone with that, but I feel it. I like it. What I felt this panel was all about was really connecting with the energy of you guys, because you have people here who have spent extensive amounts of their lives to bring transformation, to bring in a higher energy, to really work to find answers to people's questions, to help change the world, to help bring the light in. And so if there's anything that's burning in you, anything that doesn't quite make sense to you, something that maybe your teachings, your philosophies might contradict some of the things we're saying, we'd love to hear it. We learn from your questions, and our mission is to just help people realize what we're experiencing here.
So get your questions ready. We're going to now just hear from beautiful Ms. Jenny, who Archangel Ariel has been your BFF over the past few days. She's been hanging heavy with you, girl. And so maybe you can just share a little bit of...
She and I sit in the trust tree together, and but she's a good girl. She's a big girl. Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me now? Is this good?
That's good.
Right now? Okay. Archangel Ariel is with me now, but she's with all of you, and she wants me to just explain to you a little bit about how she's feeling, because she's picking up on everybody's heart in this room. And it does parallel with my message, because I know that we've each discussed how we came into what we're doing now, and we're talking about our passions, and where your heart is at is always the truth. Does anyone have any fear about what their heart is saying? Does anyone feel fearful about what that is? We have one person that's brave or fearful, and or probably both. Everybody in here is actually more brave than they are afraid. And what the angels are pushing onto us is, don't prohibit yourself from picking up the phone and reaching out to somebody to say, I'm checking in on you. Why is it so simple? Because inside each person's heart is the ability to express their joy. And the angels are all about creating heaven on earth. And it is a reality, and it is my purpose. So, hi, I'm here to help everyone, as many people as are interested, to create heaven on earth for themselves. And through the virtue, not this virtue, but indirectly, yes, through the virtue of working as a clairaudient, I have been able to touch into what I like to do, which is use my big thumping red heart organ to teach myself how to go for what it is that I truly desire. And so as I move energy around in my world, I have been able to, and fortunate enough to find myself living 5 houses down from Oprah Winfrey for nothing but a piece of lint in my pocket. There are ways you can do it, and there's a fallback plan with everything. And so the point of this is, if you were to say pick up the phone and check in on somebody who's on your mind or heart, you are raising your own vibration, which is the key. And where you're at vibrating-wise is going to help you attract what resonates with your true soul's purpose and your heart center. And the heart center is always going to show you what is correct for you. And if you're afraid of that, take a nap. But try reaching out to somebody and see what they're up to, because you will always be inspired by one another. There are certain people who have been engines to my success because I've had the ability to be educated by them. And I mean educated as in getting to know who they are, listening to what they're up to, and asking them how they did it. Now, whatever works for me is what I take with me, and just leave the rest. So we invite you as panelists to also do that when you engage with any of us and anyone that you're meeting with as a practitioner. Not all methods are correct or appropriate, but you will know because your heart feels comfortable in the middle of that message. Do we have any questions? Yeah.
Can you come to the mic,
And
please?
actually, that's a good idea. Thank you, Steph.